Hey guys, welcome to Design with Jazza. I'm just kidding. My name's actually Jeremy and I'm from Sydney, Australia. So yeah, that's right, I'm an Aussie. G'day mate. But in today's video, what we're going to be doing is creating a logo. But what we're going to do is we're going to redesign Jazza's logo on his YouTube channel. Yeah, we're going to make it look cooler, do a bit of hand lettering, we're going to do a little bit of logo design in Illustrator, and I'm going to show you how to create it from scratch and show you the whole process. So yeah, let's get stuck into it. So to start off, I started sketching some ideas out and just playing around with the words. So you can see here, I started playing around with the letter J, playing around with some different connections, you know, would it work in lowercase or maybe uppercase, and playing around with maybe you could have like a little swoosh or something, just trying to give it more character and make it a bit more vibrant and unique. So that's what I did, and I started just doing heaps of sketches, and even this side as well, I was playing around. But yeah, just really rough stuff. And then what I did, I took it and I traced over it. As you can see here, I took that and then I traced over it, which is this one, and then I traced it again just to make sure a bit more cleaner, so when I take it into Illustrator we can actually create it and vectorize it and make it into like a cool logo, which is sweet. So pretty much lettering's so fun and it's really easy. It's just like sketching. So you take the letters and the name. What I like to do is I like to get a ruler and I like to just draw a quick line like this. So my ascenders and descenders of the letters, they don't go too far beyond those lines. And I try and make it, a bit consistent, but you can also like make it go on an angle and stuff like that. So yeah, what I did, I just started to sketch. And the thing here, I'm just making it really rough. I'm not trying to get anything too crazy. So yeah, so you can see now I've done the sketch and it's all looking cool. Now what I can do is actually just trace over it. So what I have here, I just have like basic tracing paper. You can get it at your local store. If you're in Australia, it's gonna be, you can get it from like Officeworks or like Eckersley's, but you can go to your local art shop, just get any like basic tracing paper. This one's like 60 GSM, so it is like pretty thin, because you want to be able to see beyond the actual sketch. So what I'll do, I'll usually place the sketch like the paper like that. So yeah, I'll typically place the paper on top like that, and I'll use like a bulldog clip just so it doesn't go flying everywhere, you know what I mean, and like make it a mess. So I usually put it like up the top here. So the more times you trace it, the more it'll get better and better and like neater. Another cool tip as well is like try and do a stroke. When you do a stroke, like do it in one go instead of like doing it choppy like this. So to try and do like one line, so you don't get like those choppy ugly lines. So if I take it off now, you can see that, it's a lot cleaner, it's a lot neater. Just put it there so you guys can see it. Just take a picture with your phone and upload it on your Facebook or wherever you want. And then we're going to download it and then bring it into Illustrator and start to build it out and make the sweet. So once you're actually done with your sketch, take a photo with your phone. I literally just used my iPhone 7, took a photo, put it on Facebook, and then now I just dragged it into Illustrator, which is super easy. You can just drop the JPEG. So you can see here, I can just drag and drop it in there, which is pretty cool. And then if you don't have a Illustrator, you can actually get a trial on the Adobe website, free trial, and you can play around. The cool thing with Illustrator is you can do logos, branding, identity stuff, but also the vector illustration and vector art. So if you're interested in vector art, definitely check out Adobe Illustrator. It's super cool and super useful. So cool. So I have my sketch here. What I did, I dropped it into this layer, this bottom layer. As you can see here, my layers panels, and you can actually open more panels by going to window on the top left, which is pretty cool. And I can just lock that layer. So now I can sketch and start to draw over it. And then now we're going to be using the pen tool. So I don't know if you're familiar with the pen tool. Some people hate it, some people love it, but it's the same tool that's in Photoshop as well, and it's in other vector programs, free ones, which you can use. So I'm literally just going to use the pen tool. The shortcut key is P, and what I'm going to do is just select a bright colored stroke, and I'm going to start to click and drag on the shape of my sketch, and I'll just put the stroke up, which is like the path here. I'll bump that up so you guys can see. And I'm literally just left clicking. If it's a curvy point, I'm just gonna left click and drag. And if I wanna change the handle here, I can left click on the last anchor point, or you can hold Option or Alt and move the anchor point, which makes the angle of the curve go a certain way. So you can see now the curve is a bit different. and it doesn't matter, it can be rough because we want to go for that like handmade feel and make it more organic, so it doesn't have to be too crazy and too like utilitarian and stiff, so we can actually, you know, make it a bit more nice and custom. So I'm gonna start to do this swoosh here. You can always adjust the handles as well, which is like the little circles here. I can adjust it as I go along, so you don't have to worry about that. And to finish the path, you just like left click on the points and connect them, and it finishes it off. And we can round off this, so you can see if you can have an anchor point on the corner and it's like sharp, you'll get this like little white circle pop up, and then you can just drag it, left click and drag, and it like rounds it off, which is pretty cool. And I can just like customize that, make it a bit more juicy, a bit more thicker. I'll create the Z as well. Super quick with the pen tool, and I can just duplicate the Z, which is sweet, and I can like rotate it if I want, like that. Super cool. I can also probably copy the A, but it's got this connection here, so I'm gonna leave that there. And I'll copy this one here as well, just so it's consistent. So you can like, to copy things, you can press Control C, Control F, or Control V. If you want to paste it in front, it's the F version. But you can also hold Alt as well, and click and drag, and it duplicates it for you. So it's like super easy, super quick. And I'm just gonna finish off this little swoosh thing here. Kind of like it. It's got like that bit of a retro, fun vibe to it. Like that, and I can just overlay it here because I can cut that off later. This bit, I don't know what happened, it's not rounded, so I'm just gonna round that off. Cool, it's looking good, it's looking fresh. I can decrease the thickness if it's a bit too wide, and then I can also drag that. That's the cool thing about hand lettering. You can make whatever letters you want and how it looks like. So cool, I'm just gonna quickly duplicate this. Kind of happy with it. Duplicate it over here, and I'm gonna make it black so I can just see. So that's looking cool. I can see like there's some inconsistencies in certain parts, which I can always like fix. So what I'll do, I'll slowly just go through and edit different parts of it. So I'm just tweaking it. I'm also gonna add like the little pencil bit as well. So you can see here, I'm gonna add like that part, maybe like this. I can add like a stroke for the pencil bit. Which is super cool. Yeah, that looks alright. And I can just cut this off by using the shape builder tool. So I have a shape here now. So it looks like a pencil. That's fresh. All right, sweet. So we got all this. It's looking sweet, looking good. So what I can actually do now is I can actually flip it and color it. So what you can do is just select the shape of the letter, and you just press Shift X, and it flips it. And I can go into outline mode by pressing Control Y, and that should make this thing like that into a white shape. Color this part, and I'll color this part, and you can see we can't really see these things here, so I have to make it white, and this I'll have to make it white as well, the stroke, like that. And I'll make the stroke on the outside here. You can like play around with these stroke tools. You can make it like go inside or the outside, which is cool. So yeah, it's looking pretty sweet, looking nice. What I can do is I'm going to just make another copy, so I'll duplicate it just in case we make a mistake, because sometimes, you know, we mess up, and yeah, we want to make sure that we can actually go back and like play with it and fix it again. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to expand these little paths here. so then we can, you know, export the logo properly. So I'll select these 2 strokes by holding shift, and I'm gonna get object and go to expand appearance, and this should make it into a shape. This one you might have to do it again. You click on expand and you got these shapes now. So I'll hold shift, select all this letter together, make sure everything's selected, and then I can press shift M for the shape builder tool and quickly just like minus these little parts off, and now we have these little white shapes inside this letter here. And then what I can do now is I can select it all. So select this, or the whole letter and the shapes, press shift M again, and you can see how the mouse changes. I'm gonna hold alt this time and option and minus that off, and click, and I'm gonna click over here, minus that off, make sure there's no like extra paths. So now it's just like one shape. So you can see that's what happened. So it's now one shape for like the little pencil thing, and we can, you know, we can unite it all together. I'll do the same for the A's as well. So I would minus the middle shape off like that. So now this is one shape, so there's not a separate shape in the middle there. And yeah, I'm gonna duplicate it again, leave it like that. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to my Pathfinder tool, and you get this first button, and what you want to do is you want to press it, and it's gonna unite everything together. So now we have everything plus together. So now when I, you know, color it, it's gonna be easier, and if you like give it to someone else, it'll be easy to edit and stuff. So now I can come here and start to play around, see what it looks like. What I'm just gonna do like a black version and a white version. So we'll go black here, and we'll go white as well. And we can even put it on like a background. If I get one here, like an art paint background. You can get free images on like Pexels, which is a good, cool website. And there we have it. I'd probably make this thicker next time, but that's totally fine. But there we have it. There's the new logo. Hopefully you enjoyed this cool tutorial, this cool video. And yeah, it was so fun creating a new logo for Jazz's channel, and maybe he might use it, maybe not, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna like it, but yeah, just a bit of fun, just a bit of experimentation, and hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time.